So you're poor and you know that you need a service dog, but because of your poverty, you're finding it very difficult to acquire one and even to work with some of these programs if they're not funded in a way to help really poor and disenfranchised people. They often expect you to pay thousands of dollars to get this dog. You've spent so many hours of your day just trying to find out, even if you're applicable, will your life actually get better by adding a service dog to your life? You go onto online spaces, you'll hear a lot of people say if you can't afford a service dog, you don't deserve to have one. And unfortunately, we have so many dogs that are unhoused and so many people that are unhoused by their disabilities. That isn't what I believe and what my reality has told me is true. Every year, we're finding not only unique ways to help previously known about disabilities that are aided by a service dog, we're finding new disabilities that can be aided by a service dog. So I'm not here to tell you if you are applicable for a service dog or not. And honestly, I don't think anyone can tell you that except for yourself and the relationship you form with that animal. I tell you that it's going to be hard, I don't even necessarily mean hard to train. Access issues and dealing with the law in your local area when you are poor and disabled, there is a reason why people that fake service animals to bring their pet dogs into places deal with less issues than actual disabled people, and a big part of that is how the public perceives us. Because I'm actually disabled, I am actually struggling, I have no human support outside of a few friends that can help a little bit, I don't look very good a lot of the times. A lot of the times I look pretty disheveled. And so I work really hard to make my dog look professional because oftentimes people just assume that I am faking because I look like I should be marauding outside of Costco stealing things from a dumpster. This was so much worse too when I was obese. I think the most dangerous thing, I have been homeless multiple times. The most dangerous thing that I have ever done as a person that looks like this is to use a service dog while being overweight. I'm not here to tell you whether or not you could benefit from a service dog. I'm not going to gatekeep this from people. That's not what I'm here for. Only you'll figure that out, unfortunately. Only you will know. And so people seem to think these animals train themselves, and although they bring so much to the table, it is so much about what they help us with. You gotta do the work, especially if you have never trained a dog before. You will be so surprised if you haven't been around these spaces, if you have no experience with service dog work. People always talk about what the dog does, but when it comes to this kind of work, it's so much about what they don't do. Right now, he's just chilling at a jazz festival, not doing things. One of the biggest mistakes I see is people confusing their love of dogs for their knowledge and skill set at training and raising a dog. I know so many people that think they are so good, but they're actually hurting not necessarily the dog physically or mentally, but they're hurting their training, and they have no idea what they're doing because they think how much they love the dog translates to how much they know about anything. Like, they literally are sometimes worse with dogs than people that don't like dogs because they are so confused by what their feelings are telling them. So if you're constantly getting feedback from others that you don't have good self-awareness, and you've learned that you don't have good self-awareness, you're bad at setting goals and achieving them, I'm not going to recommend this for you at all. Just wanted to come on really quickly in the middle of this video to remind you that I'm a real person, and I'm a person that probably like you is also struggling. So in order for me to continue making this content, and I won't stop unless I die, but I want to be able to make better content that doesn't just help you better, but also performs better in the algorithm to help even more people, I would really appreciate that like, subscribe, and comment. And if you can and are able to, please check the bio for other ways that you can help support this channel. You can either help directly support me and the mounting sort of medical needs that I have, and or directly invest into things that help make better content. And someday I hope to be able to make really funny videos and things that really just put a smile on people's faces, but right now we kind of have to tackle the big stuff. So I hope you're having a wonderful day, and if you're fighting those battles, I hope you're winning them. Stay tuned. You should be grateful you're not me, but one of my skill sets being in this industry, I'm gonna have an easier time than just you off the street that has no experience with dogs. I have trained with some of the best dog trainers in the industry. I have that desire, and I focused and worked so hard to get there when I was less impacted by my disabilities. And walking into this industry without knowing how dangerous it is and how abusive people are to the humans and other dogs in it traumatized me so much that I don't do this kind of work anymore for other people. So this is part of why I'm putting this content out there.
Good, hold, good.
So if you're going to pay money and you have money at all, you really want to make sure you're investing in a really good trainer that knows what they're talking about. And I don't mean that guy at the dog park that says he just has a magical connection with animals. I don't mean that neurodivergent chick that you met a couple weeks ago that has a bunch of cats and dogs in her house. I mean someone that has actually studied this and devoted a good part of their life to a whole bunch of different studies within dog training. I'm not talking about that person that has a really well-performing agility dog or knows 20 tricks. I'm talking about someone that really understands these animals, and that's worth paying for. You have a limited amount of funds. The good trainer that knows what they're talking about, and some people are going to hate me for this take, is more important than a really well-bred, specifically picked dog. You can easily ruin a dog that would be perfect for the job, not knowing how to properly train these animals. That also being said, if I had to pay for a trainer in any part of this and I knew I didn't know anything about dogs, I'd be paying this trainer to come with me to evaluate dogs. One of the biggest mistakes I see people making is they fall in love with that shy, awkward dog out of the litter of puppies they get to see, and they pick that one because they make themselves feel good by loving them, and that is actually probably the worst dog, temperament-wise, behavioral-wise, to pick for service dog work. You literally are so unaware of what dogs actually are, even if you've lived with them your entire life, until you actually take the time to learn this field. I don't think there is any field that has this much specification, this much nuance, that people really misunderstand and assume that anyone can do. It really takes a special kind of person, not only to be good at dog training, but to wake up every single day and want to get better at dog training, and to have the courage to face the parts of themselves that are limiting their relationship with the dog. People do that with other humans all the time. They'll say, oh, I'm in this perfect relationship with the human. Meanwhile, that human is burnt out dealing with all of your idiosyncrasies. It is so critical to make sure you not only have a dog that can physically do the things that you need them to do, but actually enjoys doing stuff. Like, enjoys doing stuff with you and likes being around you. I see so many service dogs, quote unquote, that I don't know whether or not they've been properly trained or even if the person has a disability, but they are terrible picks for the job. So really take the time to ask yourself,
Yes.
do the cost-benefit analysis. How much better is my life going to be with this animal?
Yes.
Do I have the ability to, if not do some of the training, any of the training? Am I so unaware of what these dogs need that I'm actually going to cause more damage to an animal than benefit for either one of us? Who do you have in your support system that can help you? What is the reality of your life that you're going to live? Do you have access to a car? Can you drive? Do you need to take the bus? What are the things this dog is going to do? What is your lifestyle like? How often can you not get out of bed? But I will tell you right now, this dog gets me out of bed when I don't even want to live anymore. And the amount of stress that he has added to my life as someone who could have had so much better in life if they weren't disabled is so minuscule compared to how much benefit I have received. He has truly given me my life back. And I can only hope that for you. And I believe, even if you live in poverty, that doesn't mean that you can't benefit and actually bring benefit to an animal's life. And so if you've made it this far and you're considering it, keep doing your research, because I believe in you. I hope this video helped. Peace.